I mean, the whole Minnesota River Valley is its own Eden. It's beautiful, and there's really no other place I've ever seen like it. Just the way the leaves turn in the fall, and looking out over the valley, literally one day it can be winter, and then the next day you look out and the whole valley's covered in green little sprouts, and watching that turn and the sun rise and set over it. It's positioned just so the sun is never behind anything. The valley stretches east to west, so it's always lit up with sunlight, and then the thunderstorms that come up over and the clouds that light up, and the whole valley turns purple, and it's reflected in the river down below. And my grandmother tells me that when she was a little girl, the water of the Minnesota River was so clear she could swim in it and she could see the bottom. And now it's on top 5 most endangered rivers list, and it's so brown and icky you can't see the bottom no matter how shallow it is. But even so, that my family, we go kayaking and canoeing on that river, and it feels like home in these little places. And my mother can point out and she can say, this is where this happened, this is where these people were, this is what it was called, here's the site where they did this. And so you can put not only names to the places, but names to the people who lived in those places. My grandmother, Maza Okinwi, her father, Mazomani, this is where he is buried. This is where this happened. This is where Little Crow and his warriors burned all the buildings to the ground as they came up in the river in 1862. Like, this is where our history took place, and it's not just a dead place to us. It's very much alive, and those ancestors still talk there. Their voices are still heard in the trees, whispering along the edges of the prairie on the bluffs. And, it is a very intimate place where you can't help but feel everything around you. And that river itself carries so much history, all the way from Big Stone, all the way to the Mississippi, down to the sea, that the rivers do really carry eternity on their backs. And you can hear it, they have no age. They have been there, they always will be there, and they carry with them our history and our pain. Our tears are in those rivers, our blood is in those rivers.